Greetings, this is Pastor Carlin Hours here at First Lutheran in Pontiac. This is our Common Sense Theology, our word of hope for today. Hope you're doing well. I want to talk to you about decisions and the consequences of decisions. We all have decisions to make. And I'm going to tell you, the decisions that we make are going to affect us forever. You know, if you make the decision to slack off, to not educate yourself and make yourself valuable in a job setting, then you're not going to be that valuable in a job setting. Look, I understand there are other issues at stake here, but for the most sake, you've got to make yourself valuable. You've got to learn a trade. You've got to learn to decide what you're going to do. It's just a fact of life that if you go on and get a college degree, for the most part, you will make a lot more money than those who have not. It's just a decision that you make, and if you get a master's degree more and on, it's just the way it works. So our decisions, the decisions of who we choose to be our spouse, is probably the largest decision. The decisions of what we do with our finances, how we invest, how we do it. Those are all big decisions, but our decisions that we make for Christ are the biggest. Now, I'm not talking about conversional salvation here. I'm talking about the way we do things with Christ. We are called to be disciples. Those are big decisions. And guess what? There are consequences for everything that we do. If you're going to not get an education, if you're not going to make yourself valuable, then guess what? You're not going to have much money. You're not going to have a solid career, and you're going to struggle. You're going to suffer. I suffered many years like that because I didn't go on and get a higher education and do things I should have done when I was young. Made a lot of bad decisions in life, and it's cost me a lot of money and a lot of different things. I think I'm pretty well making good decisions now, and I want to do that. But every decision has a consequence. And just remember this, if we make a bad decision, we can get back on the trail and do the right thing, but understand there may be consequences for the former decision. I'll put it to you this way. If I rob the bank, well, guess what? They're going to catch me because they're not very smart try. They're going to catch you. And guess what? They're going to take me to jail. And you know what? I might be sorry. I could even repay everything. Pay my debt to society by doing the time that I'm supposed to do in prison or whatever. And there are still consequences. Guess what? I may not get hired for jobs. I may have a scarlet letter basically beside my name for a long time. That's because of a decision that I made. Whether I made it in my right mind or what, it's still a decision that I made, and there are consequences. When you say things, there are consequences to what you do online and in life, because you can hurt people, you can devalue people, you can do many things, you can damage yourself. Got to be careful what you post today, because a lot of people are just looking for a reason. A lot of people are not hired because of things that they have posted online. You got to be careful. So again, there are consequences to everything that we do, and we need to remember that. And there are consequences for what we do or don't do for God. You know what? If we do what God calls us to do, He will take care of that, and He will use it. But if we don't do what God has called us to do, guess what? There might be somebody who doesn't hear the message of Christ who should have. There might be somebody who is not getting everything that they need because we have failed them. We're not planting the seeds and doing the things that God has called us to do. He'll have to send somebody else to do it. He'll do it, but He'll have to send somebody else. So again, there are consequences. Pray today that we make good decisions, right decisions, and understand that everything we do, there are consequences. Pray today that God